Alright, welcome friends to another adventure, ongoing flights of November 343 Bravo Whiskey. Might have just caught that thunder there. We are, let's see, 1 hour 42 minutes into our flight from Duluth. We took off from Duluth. We're headed, as I promised in my Duluth video, we are headed to Vail, Colorado. And doing my usual customary research about... 1 second.
Descend and maintain 14,000 feet. Expect LDA runway 25 approach via Vail transition. Cleared to Vail.
Excellent. Okay, down to 14,000. Clear for the approach.
Descend and maintain 14,000 feet.
We'll expect the LDA.
That's a
through whiskey. So anyway, I in my research of the airport that we're headed into, which is Vail, or Eagle County Regional, in Vail, or near Vail, Colorado, I found out it's the 8th most extreme airport in the country. Great. Fortunately, we have good weather. The weather has improved substantially since we took off. When we took off, the weather in Vail was drizzle and cloudy. Weather in Vail now described as 68 degrees and partly cloudy. Winds are out of the west-southwest at 12 miles an hour. You heard that reference to us being approved for the approach, cleared for the approach rather, expecting to land on the LDA approach for runway 25. An LDA approach is pretty exotic. There aren't that many airports in the country that have an LDA approach. It stands for Localizer Type Directional Aid. And I guess the best way to describe an LDA approach is sort of like junior varsity ILS. So it's sort of designed to get you close to the airport and to the runway, lined up sorta, but it's not going to do for you what an ILS will do. Nevertheless, there are some frequencies we need to enter. The localizer, the LDA approach frequency is 109.75, so we'll enter that. And the VOR, or at least my impression was, based on my review of the approach plates, is that there isn't a VOR associated with this airport, Eagle County Regional. So we've entered that. Minimums at this airport, which is quite high, are 8330 barometric minimums. Now think about this. Why is this significant? Well, it's just interesting, if nothing else. The airport elevation is 6,547 feet, and yet the minimums are 8,330 feet. So just think about that for a second. That is completely consistent with a tricky approach. All right, we're canceling IFR. This has happened before. We've seen this happen before. Okay, we're 38 miles out. We shallow out the descent rate a little bit. We're descending down to 14,000. Probably going to have to manage this descent ourselves, I'm guessing. I don't know. We'll see. We're cleared to Voaxa. I pulled up the approach plate for the LDA runway 25, and I know that at Voaxa is our IAF, our initial approach fix. Akula, right here, we need to be at 12,900 feet. At Weehall, 12,200 feet. Eagle, 10,400 feet. Entire distance between Akula and the airport is listed as 15 nautical miles. But I have every expectation this is going to be tricky. Now we're flying VFR right now, so we have to handle this descent ourselves. The Vail, Eagle County has a tower, you just heard. So let's see if we get further descent instructions. But this should be very interesting and very challenging. Betty said the nearest altimeters. Listen to the interference. 3004. Okay. What were the winds? 220 at 19. Okay, that's good. That's so let's manage this descent ourselves. We're going to set our altimeter or altitude selector down to 12,200 feet, which is the first altitude on our step approach. We're 29 miles out. We'll call that 30. You want to be at 9,000 feet normally, but this airport elevation is 6,500 feet. So that means we're functional equivalent of 15,000 feet. Again, there's a lot of stuff to manage. Unfamiliar. I've never heard that before. Request to... Okay, thanks. I love the radio interference. That's actually a feature that you can enable on the sim. Radio interference with distance and/or terrain. That's a cool feature, I think. Okay, we're going to manage this though. We're at 25 miles out. This is going to be interesting. Remember, according to the published approach plate, on which I am completely relying right now, we need to be at 12,900 feet at Aquila. Okay, and that's what we have our altitude selector set at right now. Actually, I think I said it's set at 12,200 feet. That needs to be 12,900 feet. My apologies. Wow. Holy mackerel. I think I see what they mean about this being extreme. That's funny. Because I have the ATC AI handling the ATC. I don't know what makes it ask that question. That's interesting why it would do that. 12,900 feet. We're at 13,000 right now. We are getting, interestingly, vertical guidance from the LDA. So that's good. I know what an LDA is in real life. I don't know what it is in the sim. Let's get those landing lights on while I'm thinking about it. I don't know what it is in the sim or how the sim handles an LDA. It might treat it just exactly the same as an ILS, which is fine with me. Coming up on Aquila, our next step altitude is 12,200 feet after Aquila at Weehar, right here, or Wehel, right here. So we're going to descend to 12,200. Again, modestly, okay, because we're coming in over some very serious peaks. I'm going to zoom in here on our MFD to 5. This is great fun. Whoa, look at that. Oh, I love it. That is so beautiful. I just wanted to go to Vail because I was figuring we'd go to Vail and maybe go over to Breckenridge. I didn't know that it was such an interesting and challenging approach. Down to 12.2 right now. If this is any guide, we're in a good place. After 12.2 is 10.4. So we're going to set our altitude selected at 10.4. Turn off our bank limiter. We don't need that anymore. 10.4. Okay, 10,400 feet. And increase our descent rate slightly because that white diamond is dropping fast. Going to slow us down even more. Showing us just 14 miles out and going too fast. So let's go ahead and break out the speed brakes. Turn off the auto throttle. I'm having to use the keyboard for this lately. It's okay. We're good. We're good. Don't worry. Just going to set this right now while we're thinking about it. Get this off FMS. I'm going to set this at 150, okay? We're going to have our hands full on this approach, friends. I'm going to do a notch of flaps. Re-engage. Bring in the... Good, okay, it's working. We're going to go outside. We're 12 miles out. We're going to do the gear down a little bit early, just 2 miles early or so. Another notch of flaps. Beautiful. Wow. See if we can switch over to APPR and switch this over to Nav1. Let's see what happens. Oh, it isn't working. That's because it's an LDA. It's because it's an LDA. All right, we're on our own on this one, friends. But we do still have vertical guidance here, and we know we're going to set our minimums down to 8330. So we'll set 8,300 feet and just continue our descent cautiously, carefully, soberly. Safety in mind. This is interesting. CRS button work? No, still doesn't work. Go full flaps. We're going to set 145 as our approach speed. There's the airport. Bingo. Hey, it did its job, man. It did its job. Okay, we're going to hand fly it. You guys ready for this? We're going to hand fly it. We're going to depressurize 10,000 feet. It's acceptable.
Autopilot.
Basically consistent with cabin altitude. Okay, we're hand flying it, everybody. Full flaps. If I did, all right, I already did it. I already did it. Okay. It did what it was supposed to do. It got us. LDA got us to where we. Boy, the weather. Thank God the weather's good. It got us to where we needed to be, and that was in the vicinity of. And in theory, with an LDA approach, it when you're sort of on your own, you can see the runway and shoot the visual.
Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey cleared to land runway 25.
Nice.
Wind calm.
Wind calm. Okay. Works for me.
Cleared to land runway 25 Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey.
Oh, this is fantastic. Okay, reconfirm. Gear down, full flaps. Beautiful. Look at this. I can't look out the windows as much as I'd like to. Just because I'm hand flying this approach. We're on it. We're on it. I am still getting vertical guidance from the PFD. I can't zoom in on it. Well, let me just try to zoom in on it real quick. See this? That's guiding me in terms of whether I'm too high, too low. I don't see any Vossis or Poppies.
2-mile final runway 25.
Oh my God, this is great. Look at those mountains off the left. Damn. Okay, now keep an eye on that white diamond.
500.
500 already. This is bitchin'. I had no idea this is such a cool approach. We're lined up perfectly. Winds aloft are just 3 knots from the south-southeast, so not really a factor. 2 knots now and shifting. I do see the poppy now. See 4 whites.
500.
1 red, 3 whites now. We're all set up here. This is looking good. No weather, no wind data, so the winds are calm. 3 and 1. 9,000 foot long runway. 137. Runway 25 confirmed. Nice. All right, I'll take it. Fantastic. Welcome to Vail, Colorado. Local time, 3:39 p.m. Beautiful. That was fantastic. What a cool LDA approach. Here's our left turn.
Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey exit runway when able.
That was great. Wow. That was so cool.
Ground on 121 decimalate.
Okay. Bingo. Welcome. Look at the beautiful scenery.
121 decibelate Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey.
Wow. That was a fun one. I can't remember if I've ever done an LDA approach. Let's bring in the spoilers. Go back inside, contact ground. Eagle ground. Taxi to parking. Look outside.
Eagle Ground Cessna November 343 Bravo Whiskey taxi to parking.
Cessna November 343 Bravo Whiskey taxi to general aviation parking by taxiway Alpha.
Flaps are in. Via Alpha. That's the whiskey.
Taxiing to general aviation
Timer?
parking via taxiway Alpha Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey.
Nice 2-hour flight from Duluth. Just a hair under 2 hours. Landing lights are off, taxi lights on, pulse lights off. And we'll taxi to parking now. That was so much fun. Kept keeping the settings at ultra, handled it fine, didn't have any stutter on this one like we had when we landed at Fulton County in that storm a couple days ago. What a beautiful day here in Vail, Colorado. My goodness gracious. How's that? My goodness, this was great. And there we're at ramp 4. Just keep that in mind, ramp 4. Yeah, I've never done well, I may have. I don't honestly remember. All the flights I've been doing in this sim since since August of last year, August of 2020. I don't remember if I've done an LDA. But this is the first one I can think of. And it was very cool to see how it worked. I mean, it did what it advertised itself as doing. Junior Varsity ILS. Get you close, and then you're on your own. It raises interesting questions about what one would do in poor weather. I guess not land here, just divert. But if you pop out from under those clouds, 8 or 10 miles out, you're going to find that runway. And if you're remotely lined up, you'll be able to shoot that visual. So, kind of cool. I wonder if this airport has any upgraded scenery on the marketplace. Vail, Colorado. I could see it being a draw because it's got extreme conditions. Yeah, I had no idea when I looked up the Wikipedia article on Eagle County Regional Airport and saw that it was regarded as the 8th most extreme airport in the U.S. That cracked me up. I'm like, and of course I was already, en route. Great. But I wanted to rise to the challenge. There's our parking space. Let's see. Okay, where do they want us? I think straight in. I think I already see our guy, actually. Yeah, I do. Okay, good. Very good. Let's turn off the taxi light. Don't need that in these circumstances, and we don't want to blind the poor guy. I see him. There he is. Well, that was great. Welcome to Vail. Fantastic. All right. Parking brake. Right engine. And here we are. 2 hours out of Duluth. Now in Vail, Colorado, 3:35 p.m. on Saturday, May 15th, 2021. Beautiful day. Parked nice. That's great. I'll take that parking job any day of the week. Cars, mountains, Breckenridge, way out there somewhere. What a fantastic flight this was, and what a fun, interesting, challenging approach. Really enjoyed that one a lot. Of course, my life's made a lot easier by weather like this, right? 68 degrees or whatever it is. Let's see what it is in the sim. 22. So yeah, you take this number, you multiply it by 2, that's 44. Then you add around 30, that would be 74. But anyway, close enough. Hey, I really had a great time. This was a fun flight. I'm glad you joined us for the tail end of it. We'll kill that pitot heat, and in all other respects, we'll turn off the recognition lights and the anti-collisions, and we'll kill that left engine and drop to the logbook screen. Oh, that was great. KDLH, Duluth, Minnesota to KEGE, Eagle County Airport. 1 hour, 54 minutes, 37 seconds. Day takeoff, day landing. I did actually look on my chronometer in the cockpit and saw that I'm about 208 hours in this airplane, this specific airplane, which is pretty cool. I've really had a lot of fun flying this plane all around the world, and I plan to continue to do so. Anyway, thanks again for joining us, and we're off to go and enjoy beautiful, beautiful northern Colorado. Have a great weekend. Take care.